For the past 25 years, I've always tried to keep my resume to one page. I know from experience if your resume is longer than one page, it ends up getting filed in the circular filing cabinet, which is the garbage. The problem is you've amassed so much in the time that you've been in tech. You're tempted to include everything, but what ends up happening is it just looks like a list of things that you've ever heard, and you include all kinds of irrelevant details for the job that you're trying to apply. What I've done over time is I've tried to maintain 4 different resumes, one for DevOps, one for full stack, one for SRE, and another that has everything, and I never take anything out. It's all the stuff that I've done over time, and so I don't miss anything. This has sucked to maintain, and it takes time. What I've really needed is a system in order to keep all my experience, but tag each experience respective such that when I create a new resume, it can only surface those things that I think are important for the job I'm applying for. So you start by adding your personal contact, add your name and your contact information, and then you add tags. And you have to come back to step 2. You're not going to have it perfect the first time. You have to look at your current experience and think about the jobs that you're applying for. If you're like me, you need a few different resumes. Try to think about which tags you need. So try to fill this in and then go over to jobs. And obviously, this is self-explanatory. You'll create entries for the companies that you've worked. And experience is where you can really go crazy because you can put all your experience. But you'll put your experience in such a way that you tag everything so that later on when you create resumes, you'll be able to surface only what you want. And if you're applying for a job as a manager, you really want to surface that later on in your resume. Then you add skills and you tag these appropriately as well so that they can be grouped together later on your resume. And you'll see that in a sec. And then last, well, we had our education, and then last we had our resumes. And this is where you can really surface the content that you want. So let's add a test resume. Let's make it an iPhone developer. The cover page is a modal that appears if you use a permalink, but that only appears for people that are paid members. You can include your education or not, or skills or experience. We're going to keep those by default. And then here you just add the tags you want. So as an iPhone developer, we want to include CI/CD because that could be interesting depending on the job that we're looking at. We want iPhone to capture the experience for all of our iPhone development. Perhaps it's a management job where you'll manage a few people, so you want to surface that experience. And then lastly, you want your mobile languages to appear. And since you've already done the hard work of your experience and tags, it's already done. And then you can download your resume.